Hello everyone, Nick of StreetPass Princeton here to take on another PAC South Pokemon League battle. This time I'll be taking on Connor, the Glacial Guide. Growing up in Snow Point City, Connor has always loved trekking through the snowfields around Mount Corona. He often offers his services as a guide to those looking to make a journey across northern Sinnoh in the harsh winter snows. With his trusty Ice-type Pokemon at his side, he knows there's nothing to fear at the wintry wilds. Make Connor feel the burn with fire moves, or crack his ice with fighting type moves. Defeat the Mountaineer to earn the Snowblind emblem. So, he's got Articuno, Glaceon, Cloyster, Mega Abomasnow, Mamoswine, and he's got Rotom. And then I have Politoed, Suicune, Toxicroak, Scizor, Ludicolo, and Kingdra. So let's get started. So Rosie is issuing, aka Connor, the challenge. So I go for Rainmaker, trying to bring in rain. He goes for Rotom, the refrigerator version. So he goes for Light Screen. I'm just like, oh, he's getting up screens early. Great. He's probably got Light Clay too. So I go Hydro. Rotom uses Reflect, so he gets both screens up, which isn't so good for me. I go for another Hydro Pump. Luckily, I'm doing pretty good damage overall. He goes for Volt Switch, which does a really good amount of damage. I'm concerned here. I'm just like, oh, who's he gonna put in now? He goes for Articuno. And Articuno, unfortunately, has Freeze Dry. I go for the Hydro. How much damage does it do? Not as much as I would have liked. So, let's see what happens here. You say I switch out Politoed because I don't want to get hit by I don't want to get hit by anything that could take out Politoed. So unfortunately he does do Freeze Dry, and I'm concerned about that. And that does a lot of damage. And I'm just thinking, what am I going to do against Articuno? Articuno is really good against my team right now. I switch out again. Who do I switch into? Right. I switch into Scizor. He goes for Freeze Dry. Which luckily I bulk it, which is great. I needed to bulk it. I go for Mega, obviously. Did I go Bullet Punch first move? He goes for Hurricane, which I'm like, no. I go Swords Dance. I think I do Bullet Punch next move, actually. That's the move I do Bullet Punch. And Articuno is almost down, but he takes out my Scizor, and I'm thinking, oh no. Great, Scizor is like the one that I really needed to have to take out his team. I'm just like, this is not good. So I go for Ludicolo. I go for Surf. So Surf should take out Articuno pretty easily. Light Screen wears up, goes for Trundle. And this is where I make a mistake switching into Politoed. I shouldn't have done this. So I switch out Ludicolo, and I go for Politoed. What does he do? He Mega Evolves into Abomasnow. I'm just like, ew, not good. So we got Obamasite here for Abomasnow. Snow warning. We got Giga Drain, and I'm just like, ooh, this is bad. So, unfortunately, Politoed is knocked out, which isn't so good. And I end up, luckily though, his Reflect and his other Light Screen falls down. So he gets Ice Shard, which does do damage, but not really. So I go Poison Jab. And Poison Jab actually does really good damage against him. So I get hit by the Hail, and I think my next move is Drain Punch. He goes for another Ice Shard. And I go for Drain Punch. So that Drain Punch takes him out. And now we got Mamoswine coming in. I go for Sucker, thinking, okay, I'm not going to have much else with Toxicroak. So Toxicroak is out by the Earthquake, unfortunately. Do I send in Ludicolo to take on Mamoswine? I do. I send in Ludicolo. I go for Giga Drain, which is useful. Hail has stopped, which is great. Sejuani, which is Glacial. I go for Focus Blast. Great hit. Didn't kill it. Mirror Coat. I'm like, no. I survive with the skin of my teeth. I go for Giga Drain. And then what does he do? I believe he does another Mirror Coat. No, Signal Beam. I'm like, oh. Signal Beam takes me out. I'm surprised he didn't do Signal Beam earlier to try and confuse me, but okay. Suicune comes in. Pressure. I pull off a Rest. I believe this is where I set up. This is where I'm like planning my victory. So I go for Rest. And I use Resto Chesto, which is obviously the typical use for Suicune. Goes for Water Pulse, I guess trying to confuse me instead of Signal Beam. So what do I do now? I Scald him. And I take him down to this much health. He goes for Mirror Coat. I go for Calm Mind. So now I'm Calm Minding up. So the Calm Minds come in. Water Pulse. Calm Mind. Signal Beam. Rest. So, yeah, I think I do Sleep Talk next turn. Next 2 turns I do Sleep Talk. So he withdraws Sejuani, and he brings in Rotom. I'm just like, he's gonna bring the screens back. Great. So I go for Sleep Talk. I go for Calm Mind. I'm like, okay, Calm Mind's good. He's gonna go Volt Switch. I know he's gonna go Volt Switch. I think I go for another Sleep Talk. Right. You go for Scald, which is perfect. And Rotom is out. And I believe Sejuani is next. Or Jaggle, which is Cloyster. Shell Smash, no! I'm concerned here. I'm just like, oh great. He's got the perfect poke that could take me out. I'm just like, I'm crossing my fingers right now. So his speed goes up really high. Everything goes up high. He goes Rock Blast. I'm just like, is he skill linked? He must be skill linked. He did not kill me, luckily, so I go for Scald. And I didn't know that Scald actually did pretty good damage against Cloyster, even though it's not very effective. And then last Pokemon he has out is Glacial. I finished it off with Scald. And that's the match. Yay! Defeat against Rosie. And so I beat his okay. So I get his emblem now, and his emblem is right there. Yay! So, anyway, like this video, leave a comment below, don't forget to subscribe. Check us out on Facebook, Google, Twitter, and see you guys on the next video. Bye!